Y'all ready? Y'all feeling all right?
What's that sound?
It's a hip-hop Cloverleaf podcast.
Hip-hop Cloverleaf.
What up? Let's go!
Cloverleaf podcast.
Thank you for tonight. Yes.
You are now listening to the Hip-hop Cloverleaf podcast.
What up, what up, what up? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good nights. And welcome back to the Hip Hop Cloverleaf podcast. It's your boy O.
And I am EC.
And in today's episode, we are giving you our sleeper picks. We're also talking about one of the hottest labels in the game today, Quality Control. And to close out the episode, we got a trivia quiz about women in hip hop. Keep it locked, y'all. This is Hip Hop Cloverleaf. What up, EC? What's good, man? How you doing?
Man, everything's good, man. Everything feeling blessed today, feeling good. It's a good day.
Yeah.
How are you, man?
I'm good, man. It is episode 10. You know the drill.
Episode 10, man. We're 10 deep. We're 10 deep.
That's facts. So to kick off the show, we are giving you our sleeper picks. And that's when we talk about songs, projects, or artists that we think are being slept on. We just want to bring them to light, you know?
Yeah, man.
So today, I'll kick it off. I got 3 sleeper picks today. They're all singles. They're all songs. My first sleeper pick is gonna be "No Ceilings" by John Givez. It is kind of like an R&B kind of vibe, but I think all of the ones that I'm giving you they have like a lo-fi, slow tempo, but like they got the trap drums in there, so I like them. Still, to me, that's still hip hop. The next song is "Rollin" by Trey. I just added that to my library like last week. I came across it and I really liked it. And then the last one is called "New Bay" by K Forest. And I know actually EC put me on K Forest with that song "Blue Moon."
Yeah,
that's a good song.
I listen to a lot of K Forest. He's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Okay, I like your picks. Let me see. My picks are gonna be, honestly, they're not really hip hop, or I guess they're kind of R&B-ish. The first one is a song called "Slow Dancing in the Dark." It's by an artist named Joji. Oh, yeah, and it's a really dope vibey song. Someone put me onto that like last week, so yeah, pretty dope. Another song I'm gonna give you is I don't know if it's a sleeper or not, but I'm just gonna put it because I've been slapping it the last few days, the last few weeks, honestly, a couple weeks since it came out. It's called "Leave the Door Open" by Bruno Mars and Paak.
Oh yes,
they're coming out with the album together, and I can't wait for that shit.
Silk Sonic, right?
Yeah, man. Paak's my guy.
They killed it at the Grammys. I remember watching that. That was sick.
Let me see. I'm looking through my list here. Oh, I'll go with. It's a sleeper because nobody listened to this, but you know the artist Mario. There's a song by him called "Mars" that came out not too long ago.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm about to check that out. I haven't heard that
song. Yeah, they're all R&B, but hey man, that's all I've been listening to. So
check it out, y'all.
Check it out, man. One of the biggest hip hop labels out today,
Quality Control Music. Oh man, wow. QC.
You might have heard of them.
You might have, man. You hear them all the time. QC is a record label based out in Atlanta, Georgia. The record label was founded by Pierre, aka P. Thomas, and then Coach K back in 2013. Who's in QC, you might ask? Duke Deuce, Collison, 24 Heavy, Bankroll Freddy are some of the smaller names, but the names that everybody knows for sure is definitely going to be the Migos. They pretty much are QC. Lil Yachty, Lil Baby, the City Girls, Cardi B has a management deal with QC as well as Trippie Redd. Trippie Redd also has he's got a partnership with like one of QC's subsidized labels. It's called Capitol Records, I think. Like they have a deal with them. Some of their in-house producers are, and I know you guys have heard the name OG Parker. He's done
Parker.
OG Parker. He's done songs like BID with Tory Lanez. He has you can hear his tag in "Walk it like I talk it." Hey, walk it like I talk it. Yeah, OG Park. Yeah, you know, that's OG Park.
Recognize his tag.
Yeah, and then Slippery. He produces a lot for the Migos. The other producer that is also in QC is cut that shit up, Quay. His name is Quay Global. He goes by Quay Global, and man, I think when he started making beats when he was only about 13 or 14 years old. But he's got songs like My Dog, Whoa with Lil Baby, and then Life Goes On. He's got like he's
got some slappers.
He definitely got some slappers. Another thing about QC that separates them is the fact that they have a sports management branch. Not a lot of record labels have that, but you know, that does remind me of P. Miller when he was doing that with No Limit. Some of the athletes that are represented by QC are Alvin Kamara. I think he plays for the Saints, DeAndre Swift, and Deebo Samuel, who plays for the 49ers. I know my brother loves the 49ers. I told him about Deebo Smith. He's like, what? Well, he already knew. He kind of already knew, but
he's a big QC fan.
And one of my brother's definitely a QC fan.
I'm sure those guys, they get inspiration from someone like a No Limit or like other labels that are kind of independent. And you know, in the independent route is kind of the route now these days. Like that's the route to take. Everybody's saying they're independent. I'm independent. I don't need no major label.
I'm glad that you brought up the No Limit comparison, because actually P and Coach K, their inspiration was from Master P. They saw the route that he took, and they saw that as long as you don't quit and you're consistent, you're putting out projects. I don't know if you guys have seen that No Limit documentary on BET. If you guys haven't, definitely check that out. That it's a cool way to get some info on that, and it just shows the come up of Master P and his resilience. Like, he never quit. He started
that story is freaking. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. Even to think about, he even went to the NBA. His grind was crazy.
He started with literally nothing, and he made a record label, and he was putting out hits with his artists, like pretty much, I don't want to say on the daily, but I would say like every week someone was dropping a project, and that's how they were making their money. It's crazy. We'll get into that in a different episode. I know we
have something planned for No Limit. I think it deserves its own series, honestly.
Absolutely. So now that we're on the topic of, like, you know, starting from the ground up, P and Coach K, let's take it back to them. These two are not the average industry head honcho, industry sharks, if you will. They're not looking at just making money. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about analytics and numbers for them. These two are hustlers, man. Most importantly, they're mentors, and I think that's what separates QC from everybody else. Taking it back to P was born in Atlanta, and he's like the backbone for QC. He has that ATL swagger. If you guys have ever heard him talk, he's definitely got that. He's got that Atlanta accent. It reminds me of Quavo, to be honest, man. If you guys have heard the Quavo talk, it's been said that P has had money before music, and he won't ever tell you why, but you can kind of understand, like, he's been to jail before for drug possessions and gun charges. So, like, he's been a part of that life. He understands that, and he doesn't want his artists to get involved with that. So anytime he sees his artists swaying off into the wrong path, you know, because it's easy to get caught up in that, especially, you know, in the rapper life, he's the one that pulls him back. So Marlo used to be part of QC, but he was shot. He died back in July of 2020. He used to say that P was a real battery pack. He's going to give you that push. So P is kind of like a father figure to these artists. And, you know, RIP to Marlo, because, you know, man, that's not the way to go. But, you know, that's exactly what P was trying to prevent. He doesn't want his artists to be in that environment, in the atmosphere. In their actual studio, he has a sign that says that if you're not working, you got to get out, and that you're responsible for any guests that you bring. There won't be any drugs like dropped off or brought into the studio. Like you have to be very responsible. When you're here to work. Yeah, and then they said, I remember also seeing that any gambling that takes part in the studio, the house gets 30%. And I saw that, I was like, oh man, like I don't think anybody want to give up that 30%. So that kind of prevents that. All right, like if you're gonna gamble, you got to give, and nobody wants to give.
That example just tells you the kind of person that these people are. Like P and Coach K. The importance they put on the label, on the grind, the work ethic that you need to actually succeed. They know that's important. And it reminds me of kind of like TDE. I've seen some things who is it? Top Dog. He has the same thing. He has some set of rules outside their own studio, and it's kind of like that. Like no phones. Like don't be messing around and all this. Like you're coming here to work.
Yeah.
So I think that mentality plays a huge part in why they succeed.
Coach K says that 85% of his job, of both of their jobs, is being mentorship. Before QC had even started back in 2013, Coach was a manager for Gucci Mane. He was a manager for Pastor Troy and Jeezy. He was actually fired by Jeezy. I don't know how that story came to be, but Coach is an OG, right? So both of them have been in the game, and both of them were in the record label business.
Damn, he used to manage Gucci and Jeezy.
Yeah, that's right. It was Dirty Dollar Entertainment was the little branch that they had, and they were running. And it got some traction, but eventually it all came down. So both of them know, and they both have the knowledge behind like the music industry. So when it comes to that, if anybody has questions, those are the two that they come to. These guys, Simone Smith is one of the employees of QC, which, by the way, QC has less than 10 employees who run the entire company.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
As of right now?
As of right now.
Damn.
What's it called? Simone Smith has said that they're like the bad boys. P is Martin Lawrence and Coach is Will Smith. And I thought that was a really cool comparison because I think everybody can relate. And just looking at that partnership is like it's like yin and yang, right?
They're like Batman and Robin.
Exactly. So P and Coach both had the vision and the dream to become their own version of Master P's No Limit Records. And I know we touched on that a couple times, but they both had like that dollar and a dream mentality and didn't stop until they make it, right? I'll give an example of their resilience. Back in 2013 on Migos' The Versace video, when it first came out, Thomas claims that there was no budget at all. There wasn't any cap. He said that
for which one? Bad and Bougie?
For Versace.
Oh, Versace.
So
Versace.
Yeah, on Versace. So, and I quote, "If we go broke for this, then that's what it's gonna take." And if you've ever seen the video for Versace, it's all designer stuff. Freaking yeah,
it was a big song. It was a big song.
And the two, just over the years from 2013 until now, have spent millions funding like every aspect of all of their signees. So this includes studio time, music videos, promo, anything and everything to make their artists big, and they want their artists to be seen. That's what they'll do. And I think putting yourself in the artist's perspective, if you have a manager, two managers at that are willing to go to the moon and back to pay any amount to get you out of jail, like Offset was back in 2013, he was involved on some charges, and the P and Coach both spent both of their own money trying to get him out. They spent 18 months trying to set him free, and they did. Damn. Yeah, and I mean, if you look at him now, Culture was really successful. Culture 2 was really successful. And I mean, they have the talent and the skill to be at the top. Yeah. And I think it's because of those two.
Yeah, I see why artists would love to go to a label like that. Mm-hmm. That backs them up, and it's all about the artists. Huge reason why they're successful and they have all these big artists is because I think like you said, the artists see that in these two guys. They're like, man, these guys are a real label. Like, they're not with the bullshit. They're not really just trying to get squeezes out on money. They're not trying to take advantage of us. And yeah, and I like that. I think
that's a problem with when you sign. And I think you mentioned a lot of people being independent is because if you go to these big companies, they take advantage of you, right? You don't have any money, you don't have any place to get studio time. Like, you have to grind for that. And with the big company, they have all the resources, all the tools that they need. Mm-hmm. So they pressure you into signing a deal where you get very little say in how your craft, your music, or anything is really put out. They have all the control. So that's why being independent. Exactly. Thinking about QC and the roster and their sound. Let's get into that. Let's get into the ATL sound.
The ATL sound, the legendary sound, man. The trap.
Speaking of legendary sounds, I want to ask, or kind of just talk about the sound that QC currently brings and how a lot of their artists is like the new age sound of hip hop. And like people like to talk ish on them and say that it's mumble rap, but not. I don't think it's all bad. I mean, Bad and Bougie. You let me on Bad and Bougie.
What? What'd you say?
You said a little Bad and Bougie. Come again? Bad and Bougie actually just killed numbers. It was number 1 on the Billboard charts for 14 weeks straight. Lil Boat 2, which is Lil Yachty's second album, was number 2 on the rap and hip hop charts for a good while after his LP Teenage Emotions back in 2017. And then now thinking about like Yachty and seeing how young he is, it brings me to another point. All these artists, nobody's over 30.
How old is Yachty right now?
Yachty's 23 right now. So think like about back in 2017 when Teenage Emotions came out.
He was like 19.
Exactly. And
20.
like a lot of these artists, they have young and loyal fans that'll come with them. And I know P and Coach K talk about that. Like they don't want artists who are gonna be just hot, who are just trending. They don't want that, like it's just right now and then nothing after, crickets after.
Side note, do you remember that interview Yachty had with Joe Budden?
Yeah, I do.
That was funny. That just reminded me of that. Talking about the sound of Atlanta, I think it's important to highlight a little bit more the ATL of like what it means to hip hop, honestly.
Right.
It's huge. I feel like Atlanta is like that third powerhouse of hip hop, honestly, because when you think about it, like what are the two powerhouses? It's LA and New York.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are the two places you got to go if you want to make it as an artist. If you want to, they have the most resources, they have the most labels, they have
just big
huge
market.
cities. Yeah, it's a big market for artists specifically. But Atlanta is that third one. Is the one. The history there just runs really, really deep. Especially when you're thinking about, Southern hip hop, of course you throw in Texas in there, you throw in Florida, all of that. But Atlanta is that other staple, I would say. Just in the hip hop culture, I think Atlanta's the one that's made like that connection. They have that culture. The major label record system has always, like I said, has only had 2 homes in here, and it's always been LA and New York. To make it as an artist, you had to rely on powerful major label executives. So either LA or New York had to be the move. Like that's just what you had to do. But labels like you see are ones that make that home in ATL. I think that's a big goal that these two had, Coach P and Coach P and Coach K. Yeah. That's the division that they had. The city itself does not help the local music industry grow, whether that is financially, politically, etc. I know that ATL's music does not get the same tax break as like the film and the TV production gets around there. And a good example of that is Donald Glover's show, Atlanta. You've seen that show, right?
I love that show.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it, man, honestly.
Yeah, it's a great show. But an example of that is that show, it earned a lot of record ratings. It broke records. It even earned the Golden Globe Awards. And do you remember when I don't know if you ever saw when Donald Glover received that Golden Globe, but he shouted out Bad and Bougie. I remember that. That was
cool. Yes, I do remember that.
I want to read a quote here that says, "It received Georgia film tax incentives legislated within the last decade to lure film and TV production to the Peach State." Basically, yet the music industry still runs without any like state funding or any investments, any help from the city, or corporate communities. And I think that plays a big part of why ATL is not looked at as like in the LA or New York. People in like the city's top places that have these high roles, they don't fully understand, I guess, the importance of hip hop in ATL. And if they do, I mean, I feel like they just don't respect it enough to actually do something about it. Either commercially, financially, or whatever.
I have a question. I don't know if you know the answer or not. But okay, so like artists that have already came out of Atlanta, most of them were they signed to like big markets like LA or New York, or who were they coming out with? So one person I can think of is like T.I.
He started his own Grand Hustle, but I'm sure he was signed to a major label. Like he had to, whether that be like Sony or all these other big major labels. That's a great example because T.I. is one of those as well, like a QC that they've created their own thing, and they've brought other artists with them. You know,
Not only are they
and he's
making
from
their
the
own
ATL.
sound, not only are they making their own sound, but they're also starting their own labels and their own branches. That's cool because you can start something totally new. Like, you know, you're leaning away from like the big labels, and you're starting kind of like a mom and pop, if you will, for a mom and pop shop for labels.
I like seeing artists that are aware of that they're aware that ATL doesn't get the love. So you know what? I'm gonna start my own shit, and if I get big, I'm gonna bring in these artists with me because you know they don't get the same opportunities that LA or New York does. And it's crazy to think about because ATL has been running the new school hip hop for years now. Like that trap sound is all from the South. And even if you think about the new New York, like the new New York sound, I feel like New York doesn't really have a sound in hip hop these days anymore. Like I feel like if they do, it's a lot of that South influence, a lot of that trap influence. Yeah, even if you look at New York artists that are out right now popping, they all have either that trap sound or that drill sound, and that's kind of like the new New York sound now. And it's just, I don't know, it blows my mind that is happening, but still ATL is still not. It's still not, it's not in LA. It's not in New York. And it's pretty much, there's a quote that I also want to read that sums up pretty much the ATL music scene. It says, "The rise of Trap Atlanta is the untold story of a city split in half by a historic income inequality, shifting racial demographics, and equally enigmatic identity crisis." Yeah, man, I can't put that any better, man. And then back to Coach K and QC, having that headquarters in Atlanta is huge. This is a quote from Coach K himself. He said, "I think our music just evolved here. That's one of the reasons I really wanted to build this infrastructure here." He says, "Shit started bubbling here. Now you have East Coast sounding like it and the West Coast watching everything that's going on. We're creating infrastructure where the artists of the South feel proud. And it's not even a QC thing. It just happens to be ran by quality control." And again, that mindset that he has, I think is just great. That's the way to run a label like this. And it just speaks to why he's such successful now, why they're so successful. They have the biggest artists out right now, Lil Baby, Yachty, all those guys, man.
I actually want to throw something in real quick.
Yeah.
I remember, so you're speaking on like, right, just putting in the work. I read this article that said the headquarters of QC is there's nothing flashy about it. It's actually behind like a Goodwill, and it's kind of tucked away somewhere where you would never find it. So that kind of speaks even louder to the fact that they don't really care about wanting to be this big company. They just want to be able to provide a place where the artists can come in, be comfortable, and then put out some dope stuff, and then keep it moving. You know what I mean? Just putting in that work.
Taking it back to the independent labels, QC is that they're independent, but like most independent labels today, they have major label distribution deals, and I think that's still needed. I think today it's pretty evident with the if you look at the other labels around.
Like, you need to get your stuff out there. Like, you need a distribution for sure.
Yeah,
so you can't do it by yourself. So you're gonna have to reach out to bigger companies to get that out, but you don't need them completely. You just need them to get your stuff out.
Another reason for QC success is, and I think is important, is they have connections and deals and business with very vital companies. And these companies are like ones that have all the technology and insights and to all the algorithms. They have better analytics, more information available for artists. And I think QC took advantage of that and said, hey, this is going to help our artists. Just having all that info and putting it to play, that's an advantage that I feel like maybe other labels don't have. Again, it just speaks to the brilliance of these two guys that started this. It'll help QC better plan their business plan, better manage their artists, and it's a huge reason why they've been on top. A lot of people would be surprised of these two people behind the company, being that they're old heads, they're OGs, and they're not youngins. Like, when I thought of QC, I would think, without knowing who run the label, I would think it would be like two young dudes, right? Mm-hmm. But it's crazy how it's these two older guys that have been in the game forever. They've had their successes, they've had their failures, and I think it's perfect for them for what they're trying to do with QC.
Shout out QC, baby.
To close off QC, I kind of want to ask you, what are some of your favorite artists from QC? Do you listen to any of them? Do you like any of them?
I do listen to QC. I would say out of all of them, if we're talking about just a specific artist, I do like Quavo a lot. I like Quavo. I like what he brings. I like his swagger. I really like his voice.
Mama.
I like Quavo a lot. He's probably one of my favorites. I like Lil Baby too. He's not my favorite, but I still listen to all of these guys. So
out of QC, Lil Baby's my favorite one.
Lil Baby?
Honestly, yeah.
What about favorite song from Lil Baby?
Honestly, his best one is the freestyle song.
Yeah, I heard you bumping that.
Yeah, I'm always bumping that song. That song's dope. He has a song called Pure Cocaine. It's pretty hard. I don't know. I like Lil Baby. He's dope. Shout out Lil Baby.
It's easier now.
All right, man. So we got the last segment. So, let's explain what happened here, man.
All right. So originally, the OG plan was to play for Women's History Month. We wanted to play female freestyles for
like
you.
how we've been doing.
We wanted to do it first on the actual show, but due to copyright reasoning, copyright restrictions, we canceled that. So the next step was to put him on our socials and bring him out to you guys, and then you guys decide. But that got flagged too. So
Copyright issues,
man. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna have like a little trivia quiz about women in hip hop. So I'm gonna ask EC 10 questions, and you guys, listeners, can also be a part of it, and you guys tell us how you guys did.
Yo, low key, I'm scared.
Don't be, man. It's cool.
Hey, if I get these wrong, please don't kill me. You know, I love hip hop. I know a lot of it, but I also don't know a lot of it. All right? So that's what we're here for. We're here for learning. So.
All right, let's get it. Question number 1. In 1993, who released a song titled "Unity" to empower women? Regina Hall, Jada Pinkett Smith, Missy Elliott, or Queen Latifah?
What's the song called?
The song is called "Unity."
Can I look it up?
Stupid.
All right, I'm gonna go with my girl Queen Latifah.
Correct!
You have a winner. Hey, so you got one.
Bro. I remember that song. I know.
Question number 2. Which artist was featured in Terror Squad's "Lean Back" with Fat Joe?
This. Easy. Remy Ma. Is she an option on there? You didn't read
I didn't even read it, but Remy Ma is in that. So yes, you got that one right.
Come on, son. 2 for 2. Let's go.
Question number 3. Which hip hop singstress?
My brother, do you need a dictionary?
Nah, I might. Let's skip that question.
Oh, wow.
Rap star Trina. Question number 3. Rap star Trina is well known for songs like "Here We Go" and "I Got a Thing for You." But do you know where this ultra talented rapper was born?
Trina. Oh, damn.
Okay, so we
Where
have
was she born?
Dallas, Texas, San Diego, California, Miami, Florida, or Las Vegas, Nevada.
I'm going to go with Dallas, Texas.
She is from Miami, Florida.
Isn't that what I said?
Close guess. Good guess.
Shout out Trina.
Shout out Trina.
Songs, right?
Oh, this is a pretty easy one. I'm not going to do that one.
All right, come on.
All right. Who put their thing down, flipped it, and reversed it while encouraging us to get our freak on in the early 2000s? MC Lyte, Missy Elliott, Beyonce, or Lil' Kim?
Of course, come on. It's Misdemeanor.
That was the easy one.
Correct!
Cool. All right. Next question. Who was the first solo female rapper to release a full album? Was it Yo-Yo, Missy Elliott, Da Brat, or MC Lyte?
We covered this.
We did,
MC
so I hope
Lyte.
you get it right. Yep.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. MC Lyte.
Of course.
Next question. Which rapper, producer, singer, model, and actress was a member of Flip Mode Squad in the hip-hop group led by Busta Rhymes? Was it Rod Digga, Tink, Da Brat, or Lil' Kim?
Rod Digga.
And the answer is...
Correct!
Rod Digga.
Yep.
Woo! EC's
Busta
on
Bust.
fire. Nice.
Can't fuck with me.
Let's see.
Wait, what question are we in?
We are on question 6.
Okay.
An American hip hop recording artist, Michelle Sherman, was best known for what stage name? Lauryn Hill, Mary J. Blige, Cash Doll, or Saya?
Michelle, what?
Michelle Sherman.
Holy shit. I'm gonna go with. I think this is a little newer. I'm gonna go with Cash Doll.
Cash Doll. Let's see. Saya is the correct answer.
Saya the singer?
Saya the singer.
All right. She writes
Question
a lot
number. This is 7. Question number 7. Who was described as confident, young, black, queer, and about to take over by the American Billboard charts? Cody Shane.
Wow.
Saweetie.
Saweetie?
Young M.A. or No Name?
This one's a tough one. Let me go with. I'm gonna go with Saweetie.
Saweetie?
Is that how you say it? Saweetie?
I think so. I see her. I think it's Sweetie, but I think she just spells it different, so you say it Saweetie. I don't know. But I'm sorry. The answer is Cody Shane. That is the correct answer. All right, two more questions.
Bring it on, man. What am I?
Question 9. This is question 9.
Question 9.
So, Lil Mama came into the hip-hop scene with the bang, singing her hit song, Lip Gloss. Can you finish these lyrics?
Man,
here we go. They say my lip gloss is cool. My lip gloss is popping. I send in my locker, and is it? And the corn keeps popping, and the boys keep staring, and all the boys keep stopping, and I can't stop shopping.
What? I'm gonna go and the corn keeps popping.
Okay. Oh, let's see it. It is, and all the boys be stopping. I'm sorry. The corn keeps popping. That was a good guess, though.
The corn does pop, man.
It does pop. That is no lie. All right, last question. I'm pretty sure you can get it. Lil' Kim made a name for herself early on with the hit rap song in the 90s. Which of these was not Lil' Kim's album? The Naked Truth, 9, Hardcore, or 11? Which one of these was not Lil' Kim's album? The Naked Truth, 9, Hardcore, or 11?
Oh, Jesus. It's either 9 or 11. I know she had a number album. I think 9 is a fake album.
9's a fake album?
Yeah.
The answer is 11, sir. So close. I think you what, 7 out of 10?
Did I?
I think you got 7 out of 10.
Hey,
that's pretty good.
That's
pretty good.
Baby. That's
we'll take that.
That's a pass.
So, EC, we appreciate you playing. Listeners,
no problem.
we want to hear how good you guys did. Let us know. Make sure you add us at HA's Cloverleaf on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Check us out, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
So that was the episode for today, where we had some sleeper picks for y'all. We gave y'all the story of QC and talked about the ATL sound, and where I also participated in the Women in Hip Hop Trivia Quiz. I got 70%, man.
We like that.
That's good. Subscribe to our pod if you like what you hear. Recommend it to your friends or fam or anybody who might be interested. And check out our website, hiphopcloverleaf.com.
We want to give a shout out to all the hip hop heads, the listeners, the followers, and all the beautiful women out there. It's still Women's History Month. This is your day. Go get it, queen. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you are here with us, and we appreciate that. This is Hip Hop Cloverleaf. Peace.
It's easy enough.